How's it going, guys? My name is Juan Valenzuela, and I am a senior at ASU, majoring in marketing and management. I wanted to make this video for you in order to help all of you succeed in your upcoming market day projects, as well as help you decide if marketing would be a cool major for you to pick once you get to college. I am an alumni of Queen Creek High School myself from the class of 2016, and I also participated in market day just like all of you when I was a student there. My team sold these awesome drawstring gym bags with the Bulldog logo on it, and me and my team ended up making over $300 in profit. And as you might imagine, it was a pretty cool experience for us, and so I want all of you to get the chance to enjoy some extra cash as well as a good grade. So what is marketing? Well, according to Merriam-Webster, marketing is defined as the process or technique of promoting, selling, and distributing a product or service. So basically, in other words, marketing is everything from getting people to like the product and then getting it to them. So that was a broad definition of marketing that many of you are probably already familiar with. But there's three crucial components that go into it, which are segmentation, targeting, and positioning, or better known as STP for short. STP is the holy trinity of marketing because without STP, there's no good marketing. And you guys are going to learn why as I talk more about each of them more in depth in the next few slides. So starting off with segmentation. Segmentation is the process of dividing a market into groups or segments based on different characteristics. The segments created share traits such as similar interests, needs, or locations. Market segmentation variables include demographics as well as psychographics. And so demographics divide the market by factors such as age, gender, family size, income, religion, race, and nationality, while psychographics divide the market based on people's lifestyle and attitudes. Or it basically helps identify people based on the way they think and the kind of life that they want to live. So then behavioral segmentation divides the total market into smaller groups based on customer buying behaviors such as usage frequency, brand loyalty, or the benefits needed. Lastly, geographic segmentation divides the market based on regions or geography. Geographic segmentation can be classified by countries, states, cities, villages, urban and rural environments, climatic conditions, and so forth. The segmentation variables used really depend on the type of product or service being sold. For example, if the product or service is geared towards the Asian population, regardless of what lifestyle they want, then demographics will be the most important. If it is geared towards people who need a certain benefit from the product, such as a high-resolution camera when looking for a phone, then it would be behavioral. If the product or service is geared towards people in a given location, such as all people in Phoenix, then it would be geographics. Finally, psychographics would be in play if the product or service is aimed towards people who have similar lifestyles or opinions, such as Original Chop Chop being geared towards people who are into fitness or healthy eating. So going into targeting is a strategy used to pick potential customers the company or organization can sell its products or services to. Targeting strategies include niche marketing, which is focused on meeting highly specialized customer needs. For example, Sensodyne is a toothpaste for customers with sensitive teeth, and so the consumer segment is small, but has very specific requirements. Next, we have mass marketing, which focuses on selling the same generic product to all consumers. This works when consumers have similar needs. An example of this is Tata iodized salt, and this falls into mass marketing because even though there's different brands of salt, at the end of the day, let's face it, salt is salt, you know? Then we have selective marketing, which is when a company wants to provide different offerings to different customer segments. An example of this is Lay's chips having mainstream flavors, but also as Asian or Hispanic flavors that cater to those groups. Marketers choose their target market by also creating a clear buyer persona, or an ideal profile of the customer they want to target. Based on what market segment is picked up by the business, the clear buyer persona will have to be a customer who strongly identifies with that segment. An example of this is me when I was in high school. My clear buyer persona in this situation would have looked something like this. I spent a lot of time working out. I have disposable income to spend for my part-time job at Ross. I love trying new non-fast food restaurants, And I'm also huge into sports, being a member of the school football team. So based on you knowing this about me, you could now tailor your marketing towards me in order to hit my main lifestyle and interests right on, which makes me many times more likely to buy your product. In this case, for example, if you were opening up, let's say, a one-stop nutrition franchise, then I would go check it out right away for sure. So positioning generates an image of the product or service in the mind of customers, and it helps to create a distinct image of the brand and the product that helps set it apart from the competition. Positioning always has to come after both segmenting and targeting. And this is because in order for a business to know how to position itself, it first needs to have a good understanding of the customer profile it is marketing to in order to tailor their positioning strategy accordingly. An example of this is Toyota positioning itself as an affordable, everyman's car, while Porsche positions itself as a luxury, high-performance car brand for wealthier people. So right now, Toyota really speaks to my current situation, but I'm hoping that Porsche will be more of my thing down the road, right? So moving on, you guys have probably already heard of the main four P's of marketing, which are product, place, price, and promotion. However, the three service pieces of marketing that I don't know if you guys are familiar with are people, process, and physical evidence. These ones are important because you have to do these right, even if you're already doing the main four right, in order to really have a successful business that really has all the parts working together like a charm. So just to give you an overview of product again, the product is the main part of the offering or the product or service itself. It is the most important aspect of the mix and because it has functional value and it can help the customer achieve something. You can use product decisions to make your product or service more appealing by either improving the benefits already offered by the product or developing a new product that offers even greater benefits. Examples of companies who focused a lot on the product or service experience are Enterprise Rent-A-Car with its ultra-clean cars, as well as Marriott with its ultra-clean hotel rooms that provide a really good customer experience. Next, we have place, which is basically just where the product is located. The product needs to be where the customer is likely to buy it. You can use place decisions to make your product or service more appealing by evaluating the place where the product or service will be consumed and making sure it is right for the market there. An example of this is an exotic car dealership that specializes in really expensive exotic cars. This will obviously be better off locating itself in a place with very high income levels rather than introducing it in just any random neighborhood. As you can see here with this Ferrari dealership in Newport Beach, California, this dealership likely does really good being located in an area where there is a lot of money and a lot of people who can actually afford to buy these cars. So then price is the value that we get in exchange for the product. This is what the customer will pay in return for the usefulness of the product. You can use price decisions to make your product or service more appealing by setting it according to the positioning strategy you're trying to pursue. What I mean by this is that if you are aiming to be the low-cost provider, you might want to set prices lower than the competition, but if you are trying to be the high-end provider, your prices should be higher to convey the high level of quality that your product or service brings. Some examples of price and marketing are Walmart being the low-cost provider in the grocery store market, while Whole Foods has higher prices and higher quality offerings to convey its premium high-end grocery store status. One important thing that many people don't really consider when it comes to price, though, is that price can also refer to the effort it takes for a customer to reach your product or service. An example of this is a Six Flags ticket might be the same for everyone, but for us in Arizona or for people in Southern California, it takes less effort to go to Six Flags Magic Mountain than, say, going to Six Flags in Washington, D.C. So even though the ticket price is the same, we're technically paying a less price to go to Six Flags Magic Mountain in LA than to go to Six Flags in Washington, D.C. So then promotion is all the communication about the product to the customer. It includes advertising, print and digital media, personal selling, word of mouth, and so on. Depending on what market segment is being targeted, the type of promotion you do is key. If your target market is Generation X or baby boomers, for example, TV advertising might be a little more effective with them. However, if we're talking about our own generation or Generation Z, then advertising on social media such as Instagram will be key in order to getting your promotional messages across to the right population. So going into the 3 service P's, starting with people, people includes everyone who is involved in delivering a good experience to the customer. This includes staff, employees, salespeople, and other customers as well. If staff and employees and salespeople provide good service, this helps to create a good customer experience, as seen with Dutch Bros, which is very well known for the high quality service they provide. However, other customers might negatively impact the experience too. An example of this could be unruly fans at a sports game making your experience there worse than it should be. You can use people decisions to increase your product or service appeal by training yourself and your team to provide top-notch service, as well as making sure that the design of your business prevents other customers from having a bad influence on the experience. An example of the business helping to create a good service experience is Dutch Bros making sure that all customers feel cared for and valued, even if they are just ordering their drinks over a drive-thru. And they do this by having enthusiastic employees who outwardly display their warm, caring attitude for customers, as all of you probably know. Now, going back to the reference of sports fans that are misbehaving at a stadium, an example of how this can be dealt with is having strict policies regarding fan behavior and having fans who don't follow them kicked out of the game. So next, process is the delivery of the product or service to the customer. A good efficient process is required to save time and costs, as well as make sure that product or service is of the same quality every time. Process also includes the customer's involvement in it, and depending on your business, it can be beneficial to involve your customers in the process. This can be seen at food places like Subway, for example, where customers are actively involved in the process of customizing their food order, which reduces the risk of the order not being exactly what the customer wanted. You can use process decisions to increase your product or service's appeal by creating or editing processes that will improve efficiency and customer satisfaction. Some considerations to think about are, what are the competition's processes like? Can you imitate them, or can they be improved upon if they are currently better than your own? On a simple scale, if you and your team are serving up ice cream, for example, you can have each person doing something different, such as scooping up the ice cream, putting toppings on it, and ringing up the customer instead of having one person do all the work. This makes the line go faster, and this makes the process an efficient one on your end. On the customer's end, you can give the customer the ability of picking everything they want, from the ice cream flavor to toppings to sauces, etc. And this will increase the customer satisfaction with their ice cream since they're getting everything that they want on it. Now, last but not least, physical evidence is basically everything the customer can visually see as part of the product or service experience. Physical evidence takes into account the physical environment where the purchase happens, as well as packaging, employee address, and so forth. You can use physical evidence decisions to determine what sort of environment and image you want to create for your customers. For example, a hole-in-the-wall taco shop might have a bare-bones interior with casual uniforms and dress codes for employees, as well as plastic chairs and tables for customers in order to convey its casual, laid-back environment. While a nice steakhouse might have white tablecloths, employees dress more formally, and nice plush seating to convey its fancier, more upscale environment. So I know that all of this might have been a blur for some of you due to all the information, and that's totally fine. I understand. It was a lot of information to take in, and that is why I decided to sum up the most important points of this video by reinforcing 3 key takeaways that I want you to get from it. The first one is always stay true to STP. Without this, there is no good marketing. Make sure that you segment the market into different groups. Pick the segment that you want to target based on how their behavior matches with your business offerings, and then position yourselves to be an attractive business towards that target market by creating a great image of your business in their minds. If you do this, then trust me, you're going to be set for market day. My second takeaway is that there's 7 P's of marketing, not just 4. The 4 Ps of product, price, place, and promotion will help you effectively market your product or service to your target market. But in the end, it's going to be good people, good processes, and good physical evidence decisions that are the backbone to actually running your business smoothly when the moment of truth comes. And that moment of truth is when your customers have made it to the part where they are purchasing your product or service from you. If your service process, your people, and your physical evidence do not create a good customer experience, then your customers will be disappointed even if you use the main 4 Ps right the whole time. Finally, my last takeaway to you guys is that it's totally okay to not really know what you want to do yet or what career you want to pursue after watching this video. One main reason I made this video is to help all of you be better informed about marketing so you can make a better decision about your major once you get to the college application stage. However, even if you do not pursue marketing as your degree, these marketing principles can be applied in more situations than you probably think. For example, if you ever need to persuade someone or a group of people to support you or help you do something, think about what types or segments of people you have access to, which of these individuals you're better off targeting with your message or proposal, and how you can tailor your approach or position yourself to make them see you in a positive way and want to join you or your cause. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching my video. I really hope that you can use it to your advantage during market day in order to be the top team in your class. And I also hope that it helps you figure out if you want to pursue a marketing degree later on. If you need help with anything as you get closer to college, please shoot me an email. My email is going to be listed down in the description. But for now, I wish you the best of luck with your market day projects. And the last thing that I will ask from you is that if Miss Myers is around there, please tell her that Juan Valenzuela says hello. Goodbye, everyone, and go Bulldogs.